What's going on, boys? Welcome on in. Thursday episode here of Winning Bets, talking our sports and talking our sports betting as well. Should be a fun day. You've got a lot of Europa League and Europa Conference League games in action today. And then, of course, Thursday Night Football, NFL Week 15 kicks off. Chargers versus the Raiders. We'll talk about one of the good betting spots in which I think we can attack in that game. Let's first sort off. Throwing up that recap like we do every single day. Turn to profit in soccer, going 2-2 on our 4+ money bets that we went ahead and dabbled into. I'll put the little upset face there next to the one there for the Red Star double chance because you guys remember I correctly predicted that game to be 2-2. And while the game finished 3-2 in open play goals, the game was 2-2. So like I was right there. We knew what Man City was going to do. We knew they were going to rotate. Sure, they're still going to be, a really good team. But with that rotation, we thought Red Star could hang with them. And outside of a penalty where, penalties are hard to predict. They're hard to handicap. And quite frankly, with VAR, you don't really quite know what you're going to get when penalty decisions come down. So open play goals, it was 2-2. We were there. Just a late penalty there by Man City gives them the 3-2 victory. So we fall short on the double chance, but we do with obviously within that same game pick up the good plus money cash of both teams to score and over 2.5 goals with that 3-2 finish. How about the good plus 190 banger? That's right, plus 190 for Dortmund PSG under 2.5. Got some help from VAR in that one, though, because PSG got a second goal to make it 2-1, and VAR takes it away, though, due to offside. So you need some help sometimes, and especially when you get good plus 190 bets, you need a little help, you need some luck, and we got it right there with VAR. So that one felt good. Missed the under 2.5 between Newcastle and AC Milan. 2-1 game. Really gutted there for Newcastle. They were the better team. The first goal they gave up, it wasn't directly off a corner, but they didn't deal with the initial corner good enough, and AC Milan was able to cycle it back in and didn't even deal with that good enough. And then once they got the goal to make it 1-1, the game kind of opened up and got a little stretchy and end-to-end, and that's just, two clubs just kind of going for the 3 points, and Milan was able to get a second goal, unfortunately for us, and get that one up over 2.5 in the 2-1 finish. And then you get to basketball. Where we're sitting here a couple times now pissed off, and of those two, the ones that I'm more pissed off of is the Spurs. Just like a couple weeks ago, we trusted the Pistons going up against the Lakers. Last night, we trusted the Spurs going up against the Lakers. So twice this season, we've taken teams, maybe not at the time they were on a 20-game losing streak, but taking dog shit teams. Taking dog shit teams in the NBA, Pistons, Spurs, and trying to hope that they can give us an outcome. And we won't be doing that again. I can tell you that. We won't be doing that again. And Pacers, Bucks, under 259. Game finishes at 266. An absurd amount of points. Lots of controversy in that game with the game balls. I'm sure you guys saw the scuffles that happened in the tunnel on that one. So a little bit of a bizarre situation in that one right there. So don't ask me any NBA today. Don't ask me any NBA tomorrow. Maybe you could cycle back around next week. Let's see how we feel next week. But guess, turn to profit in soccer and then just give it away and more shit that we don't care about, or at least I personally don't care about. That's a little bit frustrating. So, yeah. Just annoyed. Could have been ringing the cash register this morning, but we're not ringing the cash register. Let's head on into the comment section, see what this Thursday morning is treating to you guys, and then let's talk some Thursday Night Football. We'll throw some bets up here on the screen for Europa League and Europa Conference League, and we'll talk about all that action as well. What's going on, Ryan? We're leaning towards both tight ends having touchdowns tonight. Well, I looked up that one tight end for the Raiders. He's got no usage whatsoever. He's only got 35 targets, if I recall the number correctly off my head. He ain't got any targets. It's an okay betting spot, so I see the angle. And also you get two young quarterbacks, tight ends and check downs are obviously, best friends for a young, inexperienced quarterback. So I hear you. It wasn't the greatest angles, and also I didn't like the lack of usage by the tight ends, mainly the Raiders one in the offense. But I hear you with the quarterbacks going. I don't think it's terrible, Ryan. So you're probably getting really good odds, I would say, on those guys. They're definitely down in the pecking order. So I hear you, man. It's probably worth maybe a half a unit sprinkle. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. And work getting in the way of being on time. Damn, that's how you're here, dog. Appreciate you being here, Corey. Appreciate you bringing the vibes. Francisco, how you betting soccer today, man? I missed you this week. You've always got some good bangers in soccer. Let me know down in the comment section. Let me know what you're cooking up today in the Europa League. Let me know what you're cooking up in the Europa Conference League. Kyle and Bill, good morning. Taylor, what's going on? Birthday parlay couldn't come through. Spurs lay an absolute dud in that first quarter, 34-26, I think. And yeah, the other one, Pacers-Bucks going over, like, man, every time I kept looking at the box score, it's like, wow, they're actually on pace to hit this over. And you got a little bit of help in the third quarter because actually at halftime, you needed each quarter to have 62.75 points. And the third quarter had 62, so basically got you what you needed to hit the quarter. And then the fourth quarter had, like, what was it, 71 or 72 points? So tough start right there. You were checking the Red Star double chance line before kickoff, and it was all the way down to plus 135. Good read, great value, didn't come through. Yeah, I hear you, man. I thought so. And like I said, open play goals, it was 2-2. So I even think my correct score prediction was pretty bang on, too. So appreciate that, Taylor. We'll get it back today. We'll get it back. Morning, Ross. You got Eckler over 26.5. I saw that was a relatively low line, at least like when I looked into sportsbooks. I was like, that looks relatively low, but the Raiders defend that position really well. We're actually going to talk about that angle here in a little bit, Bill. So actually, we'll just talk about it now. Let's talk about it now. The Chargers, you're targeting Eckler, and I hear you. It's a big-time player. They feed him a lot of targets. He got a lot of targets with Herbert. You figure he's going to get a lot of more targets there with Stick. But it's actually the Chargers that allow the second most receiving yards per game to the running back. It's not anywhere near the Raiders. Raiders are actually good. So that's why I saw the low number at 26.5, but I was put off. But in doing the research, it's the Chargers that allow the second most receiving yards to the running back position. And even to give you encouragement, this is a Raiders team that saw that on paper as well. And you love a coaching staff that sees that weakness and wants to attack it. Because earlier this season, they had 10 catches to their running backs to the tune of 95 yards. That's the bet I want to give out. But Josh Jacobs' status is, game time decision, likely maybe not going to go. So because of that, you're not getting anything from a running back standpoint for the Raiders. But that's where I'd want to go. 10 catches, 95 yards. Yeah, it was Jacob getting 8 of those catches for 81 yards. But just love it when a coaching staff sees the weaknesses you do and are willing to take advantage of it. That's why I like the angle even more. Because the Raiders will probably go right back to it again. Young quarterback. Just waiting for the line. So I would say stay tuned on Twitter. Stay tuned on Twitter. When we get injury news, we know who's going to be starting, and we get a running back. I don't care if it's the backup running back, Jacobs. I don't care. Just tell me who's going to be starting and getting the load, and I'll back that guy from a receiving standpoint. Otherwise, I think another thing you could look at in that game is, what about Khalil Mack to get a sack in this game? They got his number at .075. He's got 15 sacks on the year and got 6 earlier versus the Raiders. Or you could look at his partner there, and Thule, whatever the hell, we'll just stick to Thule, his name. He's only got to get over a quarter a sack for plus 114. He's got 4 on the season. But if you look at what the Raiders allowed, they got allowed 4 sacks last week, but 3 of them were to the linebacker position. And obviously these 2 guys I'm mentioning right now are linebackers. Obviously Khalil Mack, one of the better ones in the league from a pressure on the quarterback, as evident of his 15 sacks on the year. So I kind of like either one of those guys to pick up a sack. You're getting one at plus 114. You're getting the other one at minus 110. With the Raiders struggling to protect the quarterback, definitely from a linebacker standpoint, I like that. But then I also like the Raiders running back from a receiving standpoint. I don't have a bet in that game. I don't really have a take on the side or the total because of the inexperience of the quarterbacks and obviously really the newness of the quarterbacks in this game. So I don't feel like dabbling on the side. Don't feel like dabbling on an over or an under. But kind of like, pressure on the quarterback or whoever this Raiders running back's going to be. So that's how I kind of see it right there, Bill. Corey, yeah, man, God, I saw your tweet. Obviously, I'm incredibly happy for you. Love that you did that. It's one of those things where it's like, we've done that before, right? You take 2 unders, you bump them up to 3.5, and you drop it in a parlay. Plus 350, that's a hell of a hit, man. That's a hell of a hit. I obviously wish I would have done that, but I got the plus 190 hit. Obviously, only had a half a unit, but should be ringing the cash register this morning. Not that I get talked into NBA. I got no problem, the back and forth and going after it, but I just hate losing money to shit I don't care about. I'm going to throw up 3 soccer plays. If I go 0 for 3 today, yeah, I'll be equally pissed off and unhappy, but I'll have gotten entertainment out of it because I'll watch the games today. For sure I'll be watching the games today. So, morning, Tim. Morning. All right, here's Francisco's parlays here. You've got, you see some value in Korabag. Yeah, that one's game's going to be low scoring. That's just how those games roll. Over 2.5 in Sparta Prague. Oh, no, you got Korabag money line plus over 2.5. Man, their games are always low scoring. That was a tough one right there. Sparta Prague on the money line, Brighton on the money line, West Ham, both teams to score. Obviously, I fully understand the West Ham angle of both teams to score there in Freiburg with how they are in general. I'll toss mine up here on the screen. Leave yours there for half a second, and I'll toss mine up. I'm going to roll with Brighton, Marseille over 2.5 with the West Ham on the double chance at plus 109 over on FanDuel. Obviously, betting matches right off the top. Betting matches that certainly matter, right? Anything that has any no significance, I'm not taking a chance on that. So whether it's first place up for grabs, so you can get a bye, right? If you're first place in Europa League, you get a bye in the first round. Second place plays the team that drops down from the Champions League, and obviously third place, goes on to the Europa Conference League. So all these games have some significance in one of those seeding levels. Ajax on the double chance, you got to give them credit. Since they've fired their manager, they've had a little uptick in form. I'll parlay their double chance with over 2.5 in Sparta Arias. Give me that one at minus 120 over on Caesars. And then over on ESPN Betis Rangers under 3.5, Rennes Villarreal, another first half under 1.5. So I'm going to roll with those three plays, couple more at plus money, and then one at minus 120. So not all that bad. Not all that bad. Let's see what you got. Another possible stinker of a game. Yeah. Oh, cool. Your son's going to be crushing it on the JV court. Love it. Love it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Good luck to you, man. Good luck. Good luck. Bring home that W. Dad will cook you up a good meal to celebrate the dub. Yeah, maybe he'll swing you by, what do kids like these days? Chick-fil-A? Maybe he'll swing you by Chick-fil-A on the way home. What's the oh my god, that's actually really funny. That's actually really funny. Oh man, I'd pull it up, just curious. If you were to try it out, not that you would ever hit this. Yeah. We're getting lineups at 10:45. Obviously waiting to see what Liverpool does. I'm not gonna bet Liverpool in terms of putting anything on the card because it's a game that doesn't matter. They're having to travel to Belgium. I mean, you're definitely not getting Salah. You're not going to get Virgil. You're not going to get Allison. You're not going to get Trent. McAllister's out. Oh man, I listened to Jurgen Klopp's press conference. The stud of the opposing player punctured his leg, and he said it went through the muscle into the bone. He said he had never seen that injury before. The spike really got McAllister. So obviously McAllister's out for a good couple weeks. Definitely not going to see him today or this weekend. But anyways, there's going to be a lot of guys missing because then they go home at Anfield against Man United on Sunday. So with first place sewn up, yeah, I'm interested in seeing the lineup. I'm curious if Darwin Nunez starts or is it going to be Cody Gakpo? I assume it's going to be Gakpo. It would be my guess. So yeah, no Salah, definitely no Salah, no Nunez. Again, yeah, definitely no Virgil. I don't know. I'm just more curious. Maybe Darwin Nunez is plus 240 to score a goal, though. So if he's in, you get plus 240 on FanDuel, plus 160 over on DraftKings. So if Darwin's in, yeah, maybe I'll put some personal cash on it, but nothing I would certainly tell you guys to do. I think that's the same parlay you told us. Same parlay. What's the over-under on points for the kiddo, Corey? What is the line, man? We live in Ace's Pizza is the best we can do. He likes pizza. Damn, I like pizza, dog. I know we're gonna hook up in Chicago, but if we hooked up out there, I'd go to Casey's, man. Casey's my jam. Love me some pizza. We'll take the double-double, bro. 11.5 and give me the double-double. Give me the double-double. Brian, hopefully you're doing well, man. Saw you were caught up in a little bit of a situation yesterday there on the highway, so hopefully you're feeling good, man. The pictures looked like okay, if I can say that, but obviously I'm not there. So hopefully you're doing well and feeling well this morning, Brian. Morgan's baby was double. So there we go, boys. Other than that, I got nothing else today. We do get lineups at 10:45, but I don't think we're gonna sit here for a half an hour and wait on lineups. Yeah, I'm not even clicking on the basketball screen. Let me just put my phone away. At this moment, I don't know how many games there are. Again, follow me on Twitter. Raiders running back from a receiving standpoint. Let me just actually see. I didn't look this morning. Maybe there is a little more clarity on the situation. Let me see. Let's see if they've got a lineup for any running back for the Raiders. Nope. Yeah, still just Eckler. Still Eckler is the only one they want to give it to you. Your Eckler line, hey, your Eckler line bill's up to 29.5. You said you bought it at 26, so people are agreeing with you and taking that over. I hear you. Young quarterback, tight ends, running backs, they're all the best friends. What's Ryan got over here? Let's see what these tight ends are for them. Michael Mayer is plus 500, and Gerald Everett is plus 360. I hear you, man. I like Gerald Everett. He's good. Michael Mayer is plus, man, he had no targets, only 35 on the year. He got any effing targets on the year. What's the total at? Is it still at 34-ish? Yeah, it's at 34. Raiders -3. Yeah, I don't know how you have any. I mean, they didn't get a point last week. You get a point last week. And that was at home. Yeah, that was even a home game. They didn't get a point. I don't know. I can't dabble in that. All right, Brian. Good to hear you're feeling all right. Any good angles for the wide receivers tonight? I'll re-pull up the sheet, but nothing that stuck out, but maybe I'm not remembering. Let me pull it up. And I'll also put this in the chat in case anybody wants it. I know I've shared it before, but just to reshare it. That is how each team defends the position. So if you want that link right there. And now we'll go back and look at wide receivers. You like tight end overs? I'm telling you right now, from a stats perspective, you're not. It's not like the greatest of all angles. Raiders were, top half of the league, and I think Chargers were bottom half of the league, maybe bottom 10, but nothing. Chargers did give up a fair number of yards, actually, but Raiders were actually competent. Well, from a wide receiver standpoint, Chargers are bottom 3, giving up the third most fantasy points, averaging a touchdown a game, and about $174 yards per game to the wide receivers. But again, it's just coming down to the quarterbacks. Like, are you trusting these quarterbacks? The reason why I told is 34, two dudes you don't know. And then the Raiders are actually a top 10 team versus wide receivers. Don't even allow a touchdown per game to wide receivers, only 140 yards. So I would say not that great. Ryan. And I would say, I'm not saying you're going to just take the unders, but young quarterbacks do rely on checkdowns and tight ends. Like, that's a thing. So if they're going to lean heavily on that, maybe it's a sneaky wide receiver under. So they need to put, the problem is you're not going to put Jimmy G back in because, like, what he is. Like, you're not making the playoffs. You're the Raiders. You know who Jimmy G is. You're trying to figure out what you have in the future. So there's no need to put Jimmy G back in. They're not trying to win games at this point in the season. They're trying to look, better position themselves for 2024. It's literally week to week, man. Literally week to week. That's why like 20 years ago I stopped watching all these shows on ESPN because it's like the overreaction is just like you expect these teams to go 17-0. Like, the overreaction to me just got me off. One of the reasons why it just got me off all those shows, all of them. I gotta retire with that bet. Yeah, nobody would have bet on those guys winning both of those things. Going home, getting mommy's chicken. All right, let's. It's just a shame we can't get any numbers. Where is? Yeah, there it is. I guess I'll look on FanDuel. I assume they're going to be the same way. Hold on. They're up to 3.5 for the Chargers. I mean, and they got Joshua Kelly, so still no Raiders players. Joshua Kelly. Yeah. Austin Eckler, longest rush of 11.5. Trying to tell me he can't rush for more than 11.5 on any run? Seems, I bet he could rip off a run of 12 or more. How often does he do that? Hold on. Let's go look at that. Add a play. Here we go. All right, hold on. I would think he could get a run of 12 or more. What's his track record at? Chargers. Gonna need to lean on him. Young quarterback. Let's see. What's his game log like? Game log, a long of 9, 4, and 6 the last 3 weeks. That's against the Broncos, Patriots, and Ravens. Pretty good defenses. Then he goes 37, 17, 20. He got 1 of 55. Then they do shit against the Bears and do shit against the Chiefs and do shit against the Cowboys. Yeah, Cowboys actually have a top 5 rush defense. If you're already looking ahead to the best game of the weekend, Bills and Cowboys coming to this game with a top 5 rush defense. It's a Josh Allen over on his passing yards. The way to attack the Cowboys is through passing, and that's even you got to admit that their secondary is good, but their rush defense is really good, top 5. So it feels like a game in which the Bills are going to pull it out. Josh Allen's going to have to kind of do what he did against Philadelphia and be MVP like if they're going to pull that sucker out. I think it's Easton Stick, or if I'm pronouncing that, or if I'm remembering, I think it's Easton Stick. I think he's from like North Dakota, if I recall, North Dakota State. This is what I saw. I mean, yeah, I don't know what the F you're going to get out of this guy. Is he, a rookie? Oh, 2019, so he's been around. Well, that's good. Has he been with this team the whole time? So he probably knows the offense pretty well. Well, hold on. Oh, yeah, he's been with this team his whole career. He probably knows the offense pretty damn well. I would probably take the Chargers and the points. I mean, 2 shitty teams. I give me the Chargers and the points. He stepped in last week, went 13 for 24, threw the ball for 179 yards. Better than what the last week's dude did for the Raiders because they didn't get any points against the Vikings. Just a matter of did he come in. At what point did Herbert get hurt? Like, did he come in and get a bunch of garbage time yards and stuff? I mean, they were down like 20. I think they were down 24-0. If not, it was 17-0. And then maybe they traded touchdowns in the fourth quarter. But either way, I don't know. Chargers plus 3.5. That's probably where I would go. If I'm betting, I'd probably go Chargers plus 3.5 over on FanDuel. Let's see. Khalil Mack just recorded a sack is minus. Whoa, those odds have changed. Yeah, I would still look at one. Oh, now it's at the plus 120 instead of plus 114. That's kind of where I would look at that right there. Carson Stick or something. I think it's Easton, but yeah. Wolves money line. Can't get there. Can't get there, man. Could have been ringing the cash register this morning, man. Oh, that annoys the shit out of me. Really annoys me that I trusted the Spurs just like I trusted. As soon as that one didn't hit, obviously the first thing that popped in my head was that Pistons from a couple weeks ago, where once again we trusted like the worst team in the NBA. Really annoyed by that. Jokic on the triple-double, coming off the game in which he was booed loudly by the home crowd here in Chicago. Hometown team was wanting to see some Jokic. They were wanting to see him perform for 4 quarters, and he got the early shower. Home team crowd was not happy. So you like him on the bounce back? I guess it's considered a bounce back. Not sure what you quite call that, but I would call it a bounce back. They're playing the Brooklyn Nets at home. Do they still have that dude, Nick Claxton? Remember we were doing blocks and steals last year with that guy? That was a great prop to us. Is that guy still a blocks and steals like machine? I remember that prop being pretty good to us last year. If you had good seats, they can play out to play. Talking about tonight's game? Oh, man. All right, here we go. Paris FC W, Real Madrid W. Wow, you betting on women's soccer? I don't even think I can do that on my sport books. Whoa. Can I even do that? Let's see. Where do you find those leagues at? Just looking on DraftKings. I don't even think you can bet on women's soccer on DraftKings. I'm looking through like all leagues in soccer, and I don't even see it. I can bet on Champions League women, it looks like, but they're little individual leagues. I don't even know what you're suggesting. I have no idea what you're even talking about. Maybe it is Champions League. Nets on a back-to-back. Jokic only played a handful. All right, I hear it. Looking forward to a Pistons Spurs matchup. That could be the NBA matchup. I assume the Pistons lost yesterday too. Yeah, they got crushed by the 76ers. Oh, Lakers the -3 would have been a push. Classic. Spurs with a 15-point fourth quarter differential to cover the spread and give you a push if you had Spurs +3. Wow, that would have been a little bit of a rough beat if you had Lakers -3, losing a fourth quarter like that. Wow, that would have been a little bit of a tough beat. That would not have been fun. The Suns lose in the debut of the Big Three. The Big Three can't get it done in their debut. Fall to the Nets, 112-116. Sure, that was a good moneymaker for Vegas. You're using Bet365. Gotcha. So we've never gone before. What, the Timberwolves? That's funny, guys. Normal slate in hockey, but I haven't looked at hockey all year, so not starting now. And we're still 20 minutes, or now we're 20 minutes from lineups. So really the only one I care about is Liverpool, and maybe if I'm wrong and they throw out a decent lineup, but I'm going to imagine I'm going to be right. There's no reason to play anybody worth a damn with United on deck on Sunday. I mean, a chance for rivals love to stick it to another rival and just to keep piling on the misery to United. I mean, don't tell me Liverpool doesn't want to batter their ass. So, and I've even got this great stat to share with you guys. Here, I'll pull this up. If you want to know where I'm going to be for Liverpool United, look at this. We're doing between the posts at 12 o'clock, so right in like half an hour. Look at Man United's record under Ten Hag, first of better teams in the league. He's getting his ass kicked. So I'm on Liverpool. I'm on Liverpool on Sunday. I'd like to see the lineup. That's probably what I'll do is I'll probably see the lineup and then tweet out, or not roll, tweet out a bet. We're doing between the posts at noon. I'm going to see the lineup and then bet the Liverpool. If they rotate and they're saving dudes for Sunday with just everything we know about the matchup, and then look at that graphic. I mean, Ten Hag ain't doing anything against any good team in the Premier League, and that's not this season. They even dates back last year where they were a top 3 team, a Champions League team, in the top 4. And they're still getting their ass kicked by every good team in the league. Throw me a little rotation-heavy lineup today, and I'll be backing Liverpool heavily on Sunday. That's so funny. Only got 1-2-2 draw. Otherwise, they're just getting smoked by the top teams. And even that Newcastle result at the very bottom, it's 1-0. If you watched it like I did, score-wise, you could say, oh, United hung it. And they got their ass kicked. I mean, they got their ass kicked for 90 minutes in that game. So, yeah, I'll be sharing that graphic again here in about another half an hour, but that one's a good one. The Spurs Piston money line. Why didn't we just do that? Why didn't we just do that for Taylor on his birthday? Shit, man. Why didn't we just do that? Why didn't we just do that? Why didn't we just do that? Oh, come on, man. Tough beat, man. I mean, to lose a 15-point differential in the fourth quarter, that's tough to your buddy, Tim. That's tough, man. I feel his pain this morning. When he woke up and did one of those, like, slammed the phone down in frustration, I feel your buddy's pain, man. Shouldn't lose a fourth quarter about 15 points and lose it on the hook. That's tough. I feel you, buddy. We're getting it back today, though, in Europa League. Adrian, are you ever going to TikTok? I did get banned. I got banned on my last live, and I will be back on TikTok just kind of, going through the holidays. It's not like I'm going to be doing a live during the holidays, just me with family and stuff. So at this point, I'm just kind of waiting for the first of the year when I get back in it, take a couple weeks off for the holidays and jump back into it. I got to create a whole new account. I got banned. So, yep. I'll be back, just not anytime soon. Just give it a couple more weeks. And that is why we hate the NBA. Yep. I can't believe I did the Spurs, and really just can't believe I did the other one. And Tyler didn't even talk shit to me yesterday on yesterday's video, so he's going to give it to me today because he's right. I should just stay away from shit I don't care about. Stuff that makes me frustrated. Again, I go 0-3 today in soccer. I'm going to be not happy, but I've gotten some enjoyment out of it. I hate the NBA. I hate it. All right, boys. All right, let's go ahead and drop. I'll come back in half an hour. I'll be with Matt, and we'll be on Between the Posts. We'll talk about these 10 Premier League games. We'll, of course, share some bets with you guys. He'll give out a couple. I'll give out a couple. And, yeah. I know. That's one of my biggest complaints is on TikTok. You can sell your body. I mean, I get things on my FYP, and it's like, girls like not even hiding it, just straight up selling their body on TikTok. And I've never seen them getting banned. I feel like I get those videos put in front of me every day. I watch them, and then I scroll on. Or then I go back and watch them again, then I scroll on. Whatever you want to do, Adrian. I don't know, man. 2 quarterbacks that I don't think you really honestly know anything about. I actually, like I said, do I take the Chargers, man? At least this dude's been in the system for 4 years. Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of game time. He doesn't have a lot of reps, but he's going to be very familiar with the system. I would maybe do Chargers, and then actually, what does Odds Trader predict for a score? Let's see what they predict. Let's see. They've got their prediction at 19-18 Chargers. So they've got them covering the 3.5 and the game going over. I mean, how can you predict anything out of the Raiders? They didn't even get a point last week. I don't know how you bet it, Adrian. They didn't even get a point last week. Not a 1. I don't know how you bet it, man. Give me the Chargers plus 3.5 and leave the over/under alone. Just give me and then cycle back on Twitter if I tweet out that Raiders running back play once we get some clarity on that. I will be, and I know I say that, but tonight the wife has a work thing, so I'm just gonna be home with the boys, so I can have my phone out more than usual. So I will be. Actives and actives drop at 5:30 my time. So yeah, I'll be looking to jump on the sports books around 5:30 once we get some clarity on that situation. So. All right, boys, go enjoy your Thursday. Come on back to Between the Posts if you're interested in talking some Premier League this weekend, seeing how we're going to bet the Premier League this weekend. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. NFL Week 15 bets to go ahead and roll out. And then again, if you missed the soccer bets, we'll give them to you again tomorrow. Enjoy your day, fellas. Thanks for the hang.